To really get a sense of what this fall semester feels like, we headed to Rutgers University in New Jersey. They were the first school in the U.S. to mandate vaccines, and currently 98.7% of students are in compliance with the policies. While we were there, I sat down with 3 students who are back on campus after 2.5 semesters at home, and let's just say they're very happy to be back. Take a listen. What's it like to be on campus right now?
We thought we were coming back in 2 weeks.
You got spring break.
Yeah, exactly.
And here we are 1.5 years later.
How do you guys feel?
Awesome, we're back.
It's like a whirlwind of nostalgia. Since I'm back on campus after a 1.5 years of being virtual, is just a great feeling. It's an energy that you want to bottle. That's how great it is.
As a senior, right, that's the biggest thing, is just being back on campus, back with your friends, and finally taking classes in person.
And Bianca, you did not get a freshman year. What's it like for you to be here?
It was a bit of an adjustment, especially after being online the first year, but I've come to really like it and realize what I missed out on this past year.
What did you feel like you missed out on freshman year?
I think freshman year is the perfect time to make friends. Everyone's deciding what they want to do still, getting used to the campus, and I feel like I missed out on that chance. Last year, it was very isolated, but now I'm settled in though. I've made a few friends. I've gotten a feel for campus and I like it. I'm happy to be here now.
You're gonna stay.
Yes, I'm going to stay.
And David and Jeremy, what was that gap year like for you? And how do you transition to being back on campus?
So for me, it was a pretty seamless transition. Going from in-person to virtual was a rough one. But going back from virtual to in-person, it feels like I never left. It's like just picking up back where we left off.
Right, the transition to online classes was definitely more tough in the aspect of now your textbooks are online, your professors are online, you're talking to your friends and students online, and there was no time to prepare for that. It was spring break and then you were on to online classes, so.
We thought we were coming back in
you
2 weeks.
Spring break.
Yeah, exactly.
And here we are 1.5 years later.
What are some of the changes that you're noticing on campus that you think are going to be permanent to campus life going forward?
So one thing I've definitely noticed is everybody's being a little bit more cautious with who we're hanging out with, where we're hanging out, how big the gatherings are. On campus, we're not allowed to have any outside guests. Even off-campus, Rutgers students can't come into my residence hall. Inside of our classrooms, inside of our residence halls, inside of anywhere we're common spaces, we're wearing masks. And that, I think, is what we have to do in order to be able to keep each other safe.
They mandated vaccines for students. Curious how you guys reacted to that when you heard that news. David?
I already had mine, so it wasn't a big deal for me, but I'm happy they decided with that decision because it makes me at least feel more safe.
Do you feel like all students felt that way, or have you heard otherwise?
Yeah. I think we're all willing to take that step if that means we can go back to normal.
Yeah. And how do you factor in your decisions to go to things like parties, go to a football game?
I think now with the vaccine, I feel comfortable. Of course, taking precautions like wearing masks and washing hands are all important.
Do you hope you get a normal campus experience?
If anything, I'm just afraid that it'll go back, that people will get too comfortable and I'll just have another year or semester taken away from me.
And we have a huge college here. We have over 50,000 students, and the vast majority are vaccinated. And we were the first college to even mandate a vaccine in all of the United States, the first major university. I think that the happy medium, that perfect marriage of vaccination plus masking and taking precautions, we're doing what we need to do to be safe.
What about parties?
There's parties. I mean, it's college. There's parties, but I think everybody at those parties are doing a better job of, not sharing certain glasses, certain cups. I think everybody's smart here. It's Jersey. Everyone from Jersey's smart. So yeah, no, we're doing a great job.
I'm sure you have friends across the country at other universities. Do you think this is sort of the norm across the board at universities and colleges?
I think it depends where my friends are at school. You know what I mean? You hear different things at different areas, but for the most part, yeah, most people are vaccinated and most people want to be vaccinated so they can go back to doing things that they used to do, like going to the cafeteria and not wearing a mask, or going to shop, or going to work out, or going to take classes.
Do you think there should be a hybrid option in the future for college, or do you think there is some value in being back on campus?
Going into in-person classes all the time can be very draining, but having some of it online allows me to pick when I feel I can do my best work.
I don't think that they should have just a hybrid option. I think definitely in-person should be the number one. And if you want that hybrid option, you could take that.
How do you think this college experience, the variation of college experiences that you guys have all had, how do you think that's going to shape what you do post-college?
I think it's prepared me, at least when I get into the professional world of I'm ready for anything now. I'm ready and prepared to either be fully in person or fully remote or whatever the case may be.
Before I leave here, I'm just taking advantage of every single moment I have left. As a senior, this feels like a blessing. This feels like a gift. Like we were given this last year to have in person and experience the way we used to. But post-graduation, post-pandemic, I think I am definitely a stronger individual. I feel like I'm definitely prepared more for my future than I was.
I think it made me more confident in my decision to go into the field of psychology because I've seen how much the pandemic has affected the mental health of people that are close to me. It's definitely been difficult being so isolated from people, and it just makes me want to work with people and help people even more.
That's great. So you guys are happy to be back on campus.
To say the least,
100%.
yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you guys all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
great.
Thank you.
Love speaking with them. All right, coming up, we'll hear from the Chief Operating Officer at Rutgers about that vaccine mandate.